Good afternoon, all of you. Welcome back to the course on System Security Lab. I hope I am audible. Anyone can quickly acknowledge in the chat box whether my voice is audible. Thank you all here for your quick response, and Atiya and others also. So this a quick shuffle due to the examination duty which we are conducting for DSE, direct second year third semester examination. Few faculties they are busy with the examination duty. Because of that, certain changes are made in the schedule. Thursday you will have a software engineering lab, so I'm taking it today. So quickly we'll recap the thing what we performed in the last practical. In the last practical, I hope that you remember we performed an experiment which is based on a port scanning process. That we conducted an experiment with the help of the ZenMap GUI, which is a graphical user interface. With the help of that, we identified the list of open ports and the closed ports which are available on the particular target machine which the victim wanted to attack. Right, at the end of the practical we understood that how the ZenMap GUI which process the complete operation, and how it gives the results in terms of the system informations like the IP address and then MAC address, and then which gave the complete the list of open ports and then closed ports available on the particular PC, as well as it gave the complete information about the operating system of the machine on which the user wanted to attack. So that was the experiment which was based on ZenMap GUI. I think that was the experiment number 7, correct? In this practical, we'll be performing our 8th experiment, which is implementation of MD5 algorithm, which was a basic hash technique through which we'll try to create an hash code with the help of the programming language. We'll implement how to generate a hash code based on the MD5 algorithm. Okay, so I'll quickly share the screen. We'll understand what is MD5, and then I'll take you to the programming part, and then we'll understand how the coding part is executed, how we can generate a code using the language. uh, Give me a second. I hope the presentation screen is visible. Anyone can quickly acknowledge in the chat box whether it is visible. Okay, thank you. Right, this is name of the experiment which we will be performing today, which is MD5 algorithm. So this was the first hash function. The concept behind this MD5, though we have covered the theoretical explanation much detail, I'll just do the quick recap what how the operations are performed in MD5, in case if anyone is not attended the lectures, they will get a basic idea. Through that I'll take you into the programming part, right? So the basically hash function is a public function through which will accept a variable size of input, and it will perform some operation, and then it will produce a fixed size output, right? So here it can accept any size of input, and then it will produce a fixed size output, right? So this is called an hash function. The public function, which can be called as an hash function, the output which produces the fixed size output can be called as a hash code or message digest, right? When we talk about the basic parameters of MD5, this, as we mentioned, this MD5 algorithm which accepts infinite length as input, but so this is going to divide the input into the smaller segment which are 512 in size, 512 bits, 512 bits, 512 bits, right? So last one to be 512 bit. Suppose if this is not a 512 bit, and we may need to add or append padding bits. What is meant by this padding bits means adding additional informations, extra bits at the end, so that the string size which will be equal to 512, right? After that, so we are going to take this block 512 bit as an input, and then we are going to process, right? So here, when we talk about this initial vector value or the chain value, we can use either value, initial vectors. When we pass the first value, which is called the initial vectors, when we pass the same output to the next value or next level, which is called a chain value. So here we are going to pass a 128 bit input as initial vectors and 512 bit. Now this is, or rather I'll write MD5, right? Again, which will produce 128. So here we'll take this, we'll use it, and then it will produce 128. Now again we'll take the third 512 bit block, again this chain value 128 bit block, and then finally we'll process all the blocks, 512 bit blocks presents, and finally so this will produce 128 bit message digest. Okay, so when you talk about the MD5 algorithm, right? So the basic parameters, input can be any length, right? And then the output which it produces, MD5 or hash code or no message digest, which is 128 bit, and then the block size. This is plain text block size, which is 512 in size, and then the number of round function which is going to perform. Round functions are 4, right? So, and so this 128 bit initial vectors, I was talking about initial vectors IB, I mean, which has 4 register, each register which capable of storing a 32 bit registers, 32 bit values. So total ABCD, which includes 128 bit, right? So in the initial vectors values, all the initial vector value which are stored in the ABCD register, which is 128 bit in size, so that is called our initial vectors, right? And followed by, now this 512 bits, when we process the input, right? Now this 512 bits block will be taken into consideration. Now this 512 bit block again, which is going to divide it into smaller units, where each unit which is 32 bit in size, 32, 32, 32, like that you will have 0 to 15. So total, so 512 divided by 32, you will get 16, correct? So right now, after dividing this input into the sub plain text, right, we are going to take this only one 32 bit. Now this 32 bit which are going to take it as an input, right? And then we are going to process further. Now for that I need an extra space. Give me a second. Right, when you talk about how this is going to work, so here let me draw this diagram, which is ABCD, A, B, C, D. I was talking about initial vector values, right? The values which are stored in the BCD register, which are going to be applied with this logical functions, right? Where each round function f, g, h, I, which will have the function which is based on this. Say for example, B and C are C and D, like this. You can have any number of operations, any kind of operation, and this 32-bit value. Now this 32-bit value, B, which is 32 in size, C, which is 32 in size, which will create a 32. Similarly, so this will produce a 32-bit. Now this 32-bit and this 32-bit will be applied to the XOR operation, which will produce a 32-bit. Now again, so this is going to be added with the value which is stored in the register A, and then so here we are going to pass the input, which is this 32-bit of plain text I block, which is 32. And similarly, whatever the results we are going to get, so that will be added within another constant value, which is 32-bit in size, so that will produce again 32-bit value. Now this value will become for the register B, and similarly the value which are stored in the different registers, B value will come for A, right? And then sorry, B value will come to C, C value will come for D, and then the D value will come for A, right? By the way, so this has to be repeated for 64 times, right? So if I take the first block, this F function, which is for 16 times, 16 times 16, 16, so total 64 times, right? We will take a single plain text, so single plain text of 32-bit, so that will be repeated for 16 times with the round function F, and then 16 times with the round function G and AHI respectively. At the end of 64th round, whatever the output which we are getting, that is 128-bit. Now that will be processed, that will be forwarded to the next block. By the way, all the 512 bits block which present in the input block, that will be executed by applying all these functions, right? Finally that will produce 128-bit message digest or hash code. Any queries regarding this theoretical explanation of MD5? I hope you are all very clear with this concepts, because I explained several times during our explanations. This topic I've already covered. So this was a quick recap. If somebody had missed the lectures, and they could have get a basic idea how the coding part which is going to work. Otherwise it will be complete blind. Okay, so we'll move to the explanation part, right? So here the program which I have, which is written in the Java language, right? I'll recap. Before that, I'll just do the demonstration how the coding part works. Then it will be easy for you to understand how the outputs are generated, as well as understanding the coding part. I'll make sure that whether I've entered the correct file name. Java MD5 ash, which is, this is, I'll just copy this file name to avoid confusion. Java MD5 ash, not Java. Okay. I hope the screen is visible. The execution window is visible for you. Anyone can quickly acknowledge whether the screen is visible. I mean the execution window of the command prompt. So here the first part is that I'll take the annotation. Give me a second. So here now this is the first part through which if the message is a null message, in that how the outputs are created, and suppose if it is a simple text, now this is what the hash code which is created, some numbers, and if it is a number, and this is what the hash code which has been created, right? Even if there is a small bit in change in the input text, you will get a completely different outcode output code. So that was the thing which we studied under the avalanche effect, right? Now we'll understand the program. I hope the program screen is visible. Now the first step is that it is declaration of the packages, importing the packages, right? Again, so here the second, which is method digest, where in Java we have the predefined library, which is package which is message digest, right? If you wanted to use any of the message algorithm or message digest algorithm, we can use this message digest as well as secure as algorithms, right? Again, so here this is a package for an exception, no such algorithm exception, which is based on the, under the security packages, right? Followed by, this is my class name, which is public class Java MD5 hash class name as well as file name, and followed by the main function declaration starts. Here I am just printing the three values, right? Which is if it is for a null, and MD5 followed by, here this is what the input which I am passing for MD5, which is a null, and here for simple text, where this is my text, this is what the input which I am going to pass to the program in order to create a hash code, MD5 hash code. Again, the third one, which is for again using a simple numbers, here and under MD5 function I'm passing this input values, right? Definitely if I change this input values, irrespective whether it is text or number, I'll get a completely different hash code, right? Now here our MD5 function which starts, right? Initially we are declaring this MD5 which is equal to 0, sorry, which is null. If null double is equal to input, again which is going to return null, and followed by this try catch method. In that, what we are going to do is that I'm just creating an object which is message digest, right? Which is based on the package method, which is get instance is the method. Inside I'm going to call this MD5 algorithm, because which is a predefined function, right? Instead of that, here if you want, you can use SHA algorithm of any algorithm which is defined under this MD5 package, right? Again, so this digest dot update function is a method through which this is going to get the input bytes, and followed by the input length, the size of the value which you are passing. Get inputs, here all the input value which you are passing to this MD5 function, which will be get in terms of byte. So here the length of the input which is going to be countered, and followed by, so this is our actual MD5 algorithm, right, which is going to consider this big integer value depends on the size of the input which we passes, right, and this digest, which is again inside the digest function, whatever the digest function which we declared here, that function which is going to be called, and finally this is going to convert the value to the string which is 16-bit in size maximum, a single bit representation, right, and finally it is going to display any errors if we have no such algorithm exception. This is an exceptional message in case if we are not, if our program does not meet any of these criteria which we mentioned here, right, if there is no such there is no message digest value, if there is no MDF algorithm, if there is no such input dot length functions, right, if there is no this kind of values are declared, right, and so that will gives an error message, right, and finally this is going to display return the MD5 values. This seems to be very simple program, right, it will be easy to understand, but only thing is that I choose this Java because here it has a complete pre-installed Java package or Ash package which is Message Digest. With the help of that, we'll directly import this MD5. We need to use the keyword MD5, so that will take care of all the informations or all the activities, whatever the logic which I explained so far, right? All the operations are which are defined here under this MD5 function. Okay. I hope this is clear. Now I can demonstrate the program again. Now you will understand. I can show the difference, right? How the code values are changes. I did not make any changes. I'm directly executing the program, right? Now here you can see that the null message, which is last two values, it is very difficult to remember all the output, but rather I can just consider this last two, rather 3 2 7e and 1e4 and then e7b. So this is my the output values for the predefined values which I mentioned, right? Suppose if I'm making any changes in my program, instead of null value I cannot change it, null value will be as it is. Suppose if I'm making changes in the program or in the input value, here this, instead of this is my text, I can change. So this is, I can change the value 67890. I made changes in these values, whatever the input value which I'm going to pass, right? I have saved it. Now I'll start compiling as well as execution. The program is compiled now, it is ready for execution. I'll execute the code now. So here you can just see the difference. I did not make any changes with the null value because it is null. And if you notice the changes in the second element, so early that was a simple text, but I changed it into the, this was a system security lab, right? The earlier hash value which was, I'm just taking only the last three elements, 1e4, here it is something which is d73 here. If you have this e7b, that was 1 2 3 4 5. Now after that I modified it, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. Now this is the output which you can see that 19f at the end, right? So from this we can understand that even if there is a bit change in the input value, right, your hash code will be completely different, you will not get the same output, right? Give me a second, I'm getting an official call. Any doubts regarding this explanation part? If you have any doubt, quickly you can write in the chat box. I'll be happy to answer your queries. I hope all of you are uploading your write-ups time to time. I'm not getting the time to check your write-ups, but make sure that I'll complete by end of the week. I'll complete all your submission checking, and then I'll let you know. I'll assign the grades also if required. I hope all of you are ready with the devices in order to execute the program. Quickly, I will share the program in the window. I've shared the program through the chat box. I repeat, I've shared the program, what I've executed today. I've shared the program through the chat box. You can check it there. Any queries regarding the explanation part? Yes, I can do that. I'll upload and then I'll share the link. Give me a minute. Here I am sharing the Google link. I've uploaded in the drive and then I'm sharing with you with this link. You can download the source code and then you can execute in your device. Is it experiment number 7 or 8? I don't find any experiment which is experiment number 7th was port scanning. Correct. Now today's practical is experiment number 8. Yes, I am sharing the link through which you can upload the write-up for today's experiment, which is implementation of hash code. Now this is the link for the submission of today's write-ups. Okay. Any difficulties to execute the code? If you have any difficulties, quickly let me know in the chat box or you can unmute. What way I should assume? Whether you all understood, whether no one has understood it, give some reply. Okay, thank you for your responses.